And we are live, guys. How's everybody going tonight?
I'm all right.
Hey, Chris,
Very good.
where'd you put the message at? Chris,
Do what?
where'd you put the message at? I don't even see it.
I put it in the main stream yard.
I don't even see it on here. You must
It's
not
in
be
the-
able to message. You might have to do it through YouTube next time.
Oh
Your message didn't show up for some freaking reason. That's weird.
well, I'll say Mike said hello. So
Mike's always gonna. Mike, you mean William Hartman?
no, Trucker Mike on the screen.
Oh, he just popped up. What's going on, Alan? I don't know why you got William Hartman when you go by Alan. Why don't you put your real name up here? What's up, fellas? Trucker Q's in the house. What's up, fellas? Pat McCord's in the house. Pat's coming aboard on Monday. We talked for a little bit earlier. He now listen to this shit. Okay, this is what I find kind of funny. He's the first guy that I know. When you ask him what truck are you getting, I don't know. And he's coming Monday. He said he used Michelle, and as y'all know, Michelle's been off all week. But he told Ramona, "Surprise me." He's like, even with a hot heat liner.
Oh my!
I'd be careful on that.
So he's the only one that surprised me. So he might be in for a surprise come Monday.
Where's he picking his truck up at?
Going to Greer. Going to meet Michelle. I guess called him and she's in contact with him. So
Yeah, he may end up with one of those LTs sitting over there.
maybe Trucker Q says currently cooking spaghetti and Texas toast for the family. Wow, that sounds good. Maybe I need to be a part of your family right now. That sounds really Juan Pearson, what's up, guys? Hey, buddy. And Mike Shepard, evening, fellas. Mike, try to get Mike to come on the show tonight there. The other Mike. The real Mike is in the house, but the other Mike, I guess he's a little gun shy, but that's okay. We'll get him in here eventually. Excuse me.
It's not too bad. I was gun shy the first time.
Talk about Chris gun shy.
Huh?
Now Chris begs me to come on. Hey, I said, Chris, you want to go on live? Yes, with an explanation point.
No, I do not.
Levi Reynolds is in the house. Good evening, guys. When you coming aboard, Levi? Swan Pearson says he's here in San Marcos, Texas. I'm headed to Texas. I got 863 miles to go. I should have drove, another 300 miles today, but if I would have drove another 300 miles today, it would have interfered with the live. And I got all the way until Monday to get this load, so I'm okay with the time that I have. I can drive majority of it tomorrow. I say tomorrow, but it'll be like 11 o'clock tonight when I get to drive most of it tonight and finish the rest of it up tomorrow after the 10-hour. You need a new ship. The Swift lease purchase program. Can I gross $8,000 a week? Yeah, your dream. I don't know. Yeah. You could gross $8,000 a week. Get you about 2 or 3 referrals. Run your ass off.
Train.
Train. Get you some YouTube content. Kind of do like I could. Yeah, I don't think I've hit 8,000 yet, but is it possible? Sure. Now, once you understand, you hit that $8,000 mark, you're going to be bringing home about over $5,000, probably closer to $6,000.
Yep.
Pat's laughing his ass off. And Juan says, how was the snow in Indiana the other day? I was worried about you a little bit. Well, this morning I drove in it, leaving Detroit this morning. It was snowing pretty good. Then, as soon as I went into Indiana, the snow stopped. Well, after Indianapolis, I guess, really. All right, so that's up the content, the comments there. How was your week, Chris?
Normal. Just keeping busy. Doing a 34 right now. On my way to New Haven, I guess, Indiana by Fort Wayne for a Monday. Right now I'm in, just crossed over into Kentucky on 65. Franklin, that's where I'm at, Franklin, Kentucky.
Well, we're not too far from each other. I'm on the other side of Louisville. What about you, Jonah? How was your week?
It was all right. I'm at the house now. Got home yesterday morning. It's pretty decent week for the week.
When you going back out?
I'll probably back out Monday morning.
Okay.
I told him I'd be ready Monday. You could probably go get me something coming up to Detroit or whatever.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you're on the account now too. That's awesome.
Yeah. So what now?
Who's your driver leader in Detroit now?
What's the guy name? Elmer or whatever.
That's mine.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Pat McCord's going to have Elmer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to love Elmer, man. He's cool. Are you talking to him?
I talked to him. I talked to him when it was not yesterday, day before yesterday, when I came home. And because they were trying to find me a load out of Atlanta. And they kept having me to go. They wanted me to go all the way to Tennessee and pick up a load, and then take it all the way to Lumberton. I want to say somewhere off 95. I think it was Lumberton, and deliver like today, and then come home. I like, nah, they ain't nowhere near my house. I said that's still like a 2 hour or so ride. So I just ended up coming on home.
How about you, Nick?
Not bad. Started my week up in New York and made my way to Texas. It's nice down here compared to up where I live. It's snowing right now. Currently taking my 34 hours. That will be up tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. And waiting for a trailer to get T-called going to Mississippi over here at the terminal that I'm going to pick up 10 o'clock tonight. That way I can be ready to roll first thing in the morning.
Where you going to Mississippi? Walmart?
TJ Maxx.
Oh, TJ Maxx.
Yep.
What about you, Mike?
It's been kind of a struggle this last week. My truck went into the shop last week with electrical issues. They finally figured out that the entire wiring harness has to be replaced. So it's going to be down for about a week and a half to 2 weeks at the most. I'm in a rental right now, trying to get back to Washington for some home time to a wedding I'm supposed to be at, but I'm not sure if I'm going to make it or not. So it's been a struggling week.
All right. Well, I had a pretty decent week. I had a load that carried over from last week that was 500 and something miles. So basically, not counting that load, I'm going to count that load obviously for the money, but left Detroit this morning down to Texas, and then once I get to Dallas, I'm heading back to Memphis with another auto parts load. So I'm stacked up pretty good, and by the time Monday morning comes around, Monday afternoon, I'll be somewhere around 2,100 miles for the week already. So usually my goal is somewhere around 1,500-ish on Sunday. So I'll be in pretty decent shape, and I'll still have hopefully most of the day Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday to run. So that's where I'm looking at. So Levi Reynolds, I would join, but I got a good thing going on at Dollar General as a company driver, grossing $2,500 on average a week and home 3 days a week. Hey, you know what? If you got a good thing going, man, right now good things are hard to come back. Keep doing what you're doing, especially if you're happy.
Yeah. I would never want to do those dollar stores. More power to you on that one.
Well, I got a feeling that with him running for Dollar Tree, he doesn't do the loading and unloading. He just does drop and hook to the DC. Am I right, Levi? I'm pretty sure that's what they do.
Well, he said Dollar General, so it'd be he would have a lift gate on the back of it, and he would take the big old Gaylord or big old cart things off usually. And
Yeah,
you push them into the car back of the store.
Oh, I did the Dollar General store. I did one store, and we had to back into. I mean, not even made for trucks. Halfway on the street, it was a mess. And then we had these rollers that we had to carry, and then we had to unload the truck and send it down these rollers. It was a pain.
Well,
That
usually
was with Schneider. You were with Schneider though, doing that, right?
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
a little
so
bit
usually-
different for the company though.
I gotta say, because usually with the rollers is usually Family Dollar. Usually on those.
Mike, you're so far back, man. We can hardly see you.
Yeah, the only place I have to set my phone is on the little tray there, and I'm just sitting on the bunk.
You look so small and skinny. So you need a shift. Yeah, I would love to, like to gross that almost. I run pretty hard. Yeah, you're not gonna. Again, you're gonna gross about 45 to 5,000 a year, give or take. And when you gross that much, because Swift pays for everything, guys, and with you grossing that, then that means that's about $6,000 on a regular lease that you have to pay everything for. You're still gonna bring home about $200 to $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alan, you've been in that Washington, Montana area for the last 5 days, man. What the hell's going on? When are you coming back? Hello, Justin. I texted you earlier. You never got back with me. I had no idea you were going to go live tonight or today. By the way, I'm watching the game right now. Denver better get their ass on gear so they can beat the Bills. I'm not a Bills fan. I hope nobody else here is a Bills fan.
No.
I'd rather see Denver win. Well, McDonald's fries suck if you don't eat them hot.
No,
Oh,
you
yeah,
have to eat them hot.
You gotta eat them hot. Yes. Yep.
And if you get a strawberry milkshake, they make good dunking and strawberry milkshake.
That sounds like a fairy would do. Did you hear me, Mike?
Yep.
Are you a fairy?
I don't believe so.
Remember the movie, the one with Richard Gere, who was going to be a Navy pilot, Officer and Gentleman? Remember what the sergeant said? Said, Texas, you're from Texas. There's only 2 things that come from Texas, steers and queers. Which one are you? Because I don't see horns. I hope that's the proper nomenclature to refer to that type of sex. And if I offended anybody, I apologize. But that's the movie. That's what was said in the movie. Not trying to offend anybody here. If you're of that denomination or whatever you want to call it, you got a little going to Maryland. You mean a load? I hope a little. That's kind of worries me a little bit because. When you call them littles, I think of kids, buddy. You got a kid going to Maryland? They changed my load amount. I had issues with the weight.
Oh.
How did they change your load amount? I mean, you're not on the percentage. That's weird. Unless you're just talking about the weight. Bacon and bourbon, hot, salty, and dip them in sweet and sour. Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of which, Bacon, why don't you give me a ring tomorrow, man? Anything change with your situation? I got contact with Michelle now, too, by the way, James. That was Full Metal Jacket? You know what? You might be right, Trucker Q. I thought it was an Officer and a Gentleman.
No, that was definitely Full Metal Jacket.
Was it? Okay. I thought it was an Officer and a Gentleman. I apologize. A load. I'm usually not wrong with movies, but if anybody was trying to get a hold of Michelle last week, I talked to her on Thursday. Was it Thursday or was it Friday? No, it was Thursday. She's been really, really busy. She's been kind of off the wire for a little bit. So if you need to get a hold of her, I know Michael Shepard was trying to get a hold of her. She was working on a special project that was in the big news this past week. I don't want to go into a whole lot of details about it. She was working on that deal. Don't talk about it, guys. It's none of our business, and it's something Swift had to deal with. But she was asked to take care of that.
I'm not even sure what you're referring to. So
all you got to do is punch up Swift News for the week, and you'll find it.
Yeah, I probably got an idea what it is.
Oh yeah.
Michael Shepard had a level 1 NC and a level 3 in Kentucky yesterday. It sucked. Wow, you've already got inspected that quickly? I mean, you just got your truck. You got 2 inspections in less than a week. In North Carolina and in Kentucky, I got a feeling if you would have showed the receipt or whatever they gave you, you probably could have gotten away with that second one, and they wouldn't have done it if you would have showed that to them.
Did he pass him?
What's that?
I said, when did he pass him?
I can't believe I didn't get a snack to eat on while I was here. Just got the McDonald's. I guess I was in such a hurry I forgot. I don't usually. I haven't really snacked a whole lot lately. If I do, I like those. Has anybody ever tried the toasty Cheez-Its?
No.
The Cheez-Its, but they're a little bit extra done. Those toasty. They are the freaking bomb, man. They are the bomb. I love those things. I love snacking on them. And another thing I like snacking on too, and I know it's cereal, but I like sugar corn pops.
I haven't had those in a long time.
Oh my God, I get the big ass bag full of them you get at Walmart rather than a box because it's literally the same price, and you don't have to worry about all that cardboard, and you get 3 times the amount.
I don't even know what it is.
Sugar corn pops?
Yeah, never heard of them.
Well, we're talking about a guy that just ate at Arby's for the first time here last week too. Okay,
Really? Wow.
he's never had Arby's before. He's like that $7.99 meat box. I saw that on a commercial. That sounded pretty good. I'm like, yeah, I just got one, the other day. It's not bad. It's like, well, I'll have to try that. I'm like, well, go get one. He's like, no, I mean, I've never had Arby's before. I'm like, what? I said, have you ever had McDonald's? He's like, come on, man. Everybody's had McDonald's. Like, well, everybody's had Arby's too.
I've eaten at Arby's once, maybe twice, but they had a specific sandwich that they discontinued, and I haven't gone back since I discontinued it.
So I'll tell you guys a funny story about that. Nick reminds me of a friend of mine that I grew up with. He was his religion was Pentecostal, and every time he would come to my house, he'd be glued to the television set because they weren't allowed to have TVs and they weren't allowed to watch TVs. And every time he'd come to my house, we put on, one of the Skinamax movies back in the day when Skinamax used to play the soft porn type stuff, and his eyes would be glued to the boobies on the TV. And shit. Like, what? Like, Steve, you want to go somewhere, Steve? Let's go do this. What? I'm busy. His eyes would be glued because he'd never seen that shit before. I'm talking, preteen. It's not preteen, but 12 to 14. He said, "I'm busy. I'm watching this." Levi said, would it be better to buy a truck and trailer and run off the spot market like just trucking? I thought about that. Or, buddy, I got to tell you the truth, man. I would not do the spot market for anything in the world. If you're going to do anything, you should come here. Whether you buy a truck and do it or whether you lease one of their trucks, I just think it's a much better option. I mean, there's guys that are doing it that are killing it. There's guys that are struggling. I just, it's a different world, man, with Levi. It's a whole different world because you get these shippers and receivers. They'll call you all day and all night. You got these apps that you got to, literally there's like 15 different apps you got to download so they can track you, so they can watch it. Even though they're tracking you, they're still calling you. Hey, where are you at? When are you going to be there? How far along are you? All kinds of stupid shit.
Yep.
I would never want to do that again.
Oh yeah,
Mike,
they'll call you at 1 a.m. while you're on a reset. I ran for Landstar, had to deal with that. And they'll freaking call you at 1 o'clock in the morning, in the middle of your sleep cycle, going, yeah, I just want to check, see what your ETA is. And
So Michael Shepard says he got 2 inspections in 1 day. Yeah, I passed
oh
both.
wow.
Didn't even care about the NC inspection. That's surprising. Usually they don't want to even waste their time, unless he was trying to get his quota and he knew that you'd already passed and was just trying to get an easy pass. Sugar Smacks, yeah, they're good too. I'm a sugar corn pops or a honeycombs guy.
Honeycombs is good. I like Captain Crunch for snacking on.
I'll eat some occasional Fruit Loops too, just in Chris's honor.
Fruit Loops are good.
Oh man, that's funny. Juan Pierce
yeah.
scamming in the spot market. That's how I lost my company. That brings up a good topic there for you, Levi. A lot of these brokers and even the big ones, TQL and I'm not specifically just talking about them, but they double book shit on purpose. I know Landstar does it a lot too. They double book shit on purpose, and they'll change the wording around just this tad bit so it'll attract a different trucker, thinking that it's a different load, but it's all the same thing. And then when they get it booked, they won't take it off the load board, and they'll continue to book it. You'll have 3 or 4 drivers show up for the same damn load.
Yep.
So Pat Ford's laughing his ass off.
Yeah, when you have a new authority too, you can only work with CH Robinson, TQL. There's maybe 2 or 3 others, but you're stuck with those for at least a year. And the problem is sometimes it's hard to find a load out of those too, and the rate sucks too.
Oh, another thing you have to deal with is you start working with a broker for the first time, especially like over at Landstar. If you were to go to Landstar, work with brokers over there, they'll tell you, you'll call up, hey, I want this load. You've got it. Give them the details on it. And as well, you haven't ran for us before, so we're going to, I've got this other load for you that you can run for us so we can see how you do. And it'll be some heavy, cheap piece of crap load. And I says, well, and they're like, no, I want the load I called in on. He says, well, I'm not going to give that to you. I'm going to put that on one of our priority trucks, and you can run this one, and we'll see how you do.
So, a little bit of the housekeeping, guys. Like, comment, subscribe on these videos. I appreciate everything. We hit 2,200 on Friday. I'm at 2,209. I just looked. The live that we did last week, was it Wednesday we did it, Jonah, or was it Thursday?
Yeah, no, Wednesday.
That was probably one of the bigger lives that we did with viewership in a long time, especially with Steven being on there too, which I appreciate you guys, coming in with Steven. I'm trying to help him get his business, rounded up and get some people going. And last I heard, I think we're up to close to 40 people that have signed up for health insurance. That's pretty awesome, because when we first started this, he really wanted to cater to the truck drivers as much as possible. And like I said, we've gotten 40 people out of it that have signed up. And I mean, to me, I think that's a success in just about 5 or 6 weeks that we did that, or actually about 2 months, I guess, when we started that. But again, wanted to thank everybody for watching the lives, and then of course, we did our little live afterwards. After Steven was done, he had some things he had to take care of. But overall, guys, it was good. We're breaking some big numbers, and I feel like every week we get new people that find us. I'm constantly getting texts from, every day I get at least 3 or 4 people that either call me or text that want to come to Swift. Once again, my phone number is rolling down at the bottom. Contact, we'll get some people going. And I don't know if you guys remember Chris Moore. He was on here before. He bought his own truck. He bought a 99 Western Star. And he did that on purpose because he wants to do his own thing. And he got a good deal on the truck, and he's doing exactly what he wanted to do. He saved up his money, paid cash for the truck. And if you haven't seen his YouTube channel, I'm going to tell you guys what it is. Give me a second here. And y'all need to check out his YouTube. He's putting up some good content. He's funny to watch. And he still sends me people over here to help out with. It's Cadillac Kings and Things.
Who's he running for now?
Mr. Cadillac King and Things is the name of his channel. I asked him that. He hasn't actually signed up with anybody yet. He's getting his truck together. I guess he's got a little bit of money saved. He's not like us. We're if we were to get out, we'd be broke dicks. But he's got a little bit of money saved up. He bought, like I said, paid cash for the truck, and he's in no hurry to sign up with anybody. He's got a few other little things he's trying to get taken care of that are personal, and then in the next couple of weeks he'll be out rolling. He said he had enough money to take about 4 weeks off. And he said he was going to do it. So
nice,
super guy. Go check out his YouTube. Subscribe to it. He's a car guy. That's why he's Mr. Cadillac and Things. And he restores a lot of old Cadillacs and Lincolns and Monte Carlos and all kinds of cars that he has on his website. Pretty cool channel, by the way, guys. And unfortunately, again, I say unfortunately, but he LS's everything. If anybody knows what that is, that's a General Motors engine, an LS. He puts an LS in just about everything he has.
Yeah, they're easy to swap.
Yeah, they're easy to swap, but most General Motor cars they do that on purpose. But
especially if you got all the stuff.
Yep. Well, it's so cheap and easy to get an LS motor. Currently offline. Why would that channel be offline? It's cheap to get you an LS motor and swap it over. I mean, you can get a truck LS for literally sometimes under $1,000 and put it in with everything.
Yep.
See, that game is over with, and I got to find out what channel the new game is coming on.
Yeah, I had a guy gonna do my Camaro. He wanted $8,000 to do my Camaro.
Jeez.
Yeah, I got to find that game because there we go. It's a close game, man. $8,000. What year's your Camaro, man?
85.
Is it an IROC or just a plain Z?
No, I got the bayonet one.
Okay.
Let's see. An LS short block is running for about 8,600. Long block is running for about 1,500.
That's brand new. You can go junkyard and get one for under 1,000.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because you go to the junkyard to get the whole everything, the harness and all.
Yep.
Well, what's nice about the LS, you can basically get one out of a junkyard, like he said.
Yeah.
Out of the truck and still have 350 to 400 horsepower the way it is with no modification.
Yeah. Yep. All you do put a little mild cam in it and a little work to it. So you get up to about 500-600 horsepower. Depends on what all you want to do to it.
Now the big game is Monday night, right? The Indiana.
Yeah. Wait to watch that one.
I'm gonna have to make sure I watch it too.
Yeah, I forgot Michael Shepard's a hot rod guy too. My hot rod was an S10 with a 632 and a twin 88 millimeter turbos.
Ooh.
I would have. That would be, So I'm going back probably 20 years ago, but about 20 years ago, and I don't even know if they're still in business, but there was a company called Flying Miata, and what they did is they took Ford the 302s from the Mustangs, and they would swap the Miatas. And I think they're still in business. I would like to take the new Miata and do the exact same thing, but with the newer 5.0 motor in it.
Yeah.
That would be that right there would be a hot rod. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but that new Corvette, the 2027 ZR1 X or whatever it is, the high performance one, goes to 0. Now think about this for a second, okay? 0 to 60 in 1.8 seconds.
Great.
Wow.
Think about that for a second. The quickest car that I ever heard of was like in the mid 3s. But this bitch is doing it in 1.8. It'll do a quarter mile from the factory, the way it is, in 8 seconds. 8 seconds, man. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
That's hauling ass.
Yep.
How they keep the tires on the ground. I mean, that's a stock car, dude, with no ladder bars, no anything to put traction down. So Denver just scored. It's 30-27. I mean, to me, that is just I remember back in the day when you had a car that did 0-60 in like 9 seconds, 8 seconds. That was fast. Back in the Mustang days.
Yeah, shooter cars getting faster every year.
I still want to build a car, either a Mustang or a Camaro. I found, you being a Camaro guy, Joan, I found it's either 01 or 02. 02 was the last year they made the F-body style. But it's an SS. It's a true SS with T-tops. I texted the guy today. He's never texted me back. But it's just the body. There's no engine, no transmission, but it was an original 6-speed car. He wants $2,500 for the car.
Yeah.
Looks pretty decent. Needs to be painted and stuff, but I mean, you know how easy it is. Get you a 6-speed transmission,
Yeah.
and get you an LS put in it. Get an old truck block. That's an iron block.
Yep.
You can easily get 700-800 horsepower out of that. The iron block out of the trucks are the ones you want to go for, anyways. A lot of people like that aluminum. I like the old iron because you can build them a lot better.
A friend of my dad's has been working on an SS for like 30 years. We didn't think he was ever going to finish, but he posted on Facebook the other day that he just got it back from paint and body and got it running finally. Got it all up in the way he wanted it.
Mike, I think you're right there. I think the ZR1X is the hybrid with electric motors and the supercharged V8. It is. I think you're 100% right. And has any of you guys ever went through the process of restoring a car or fixing one up?
Yeah, I'm in the process of doing my Camaro now.
Yes.
But have you ever completed it? Have you ever had a car that you completed?
Oh, no. This is
Not
this
100%.
is my first bill right here.
So I did that. God, it's been 30 years ago now. I had an old cop car Mustang that I had all redone. And I kicked myself in the ass for getting rid of it. It looked actually pretty good. But what's funny is I sold that car back in 1995-ish, 96, and I ended up buying the car back from the same guy I sold it to like 10 years later when I lived in Florida, and me and my current wife were together. And I drove all the way up to Louisville, Kentucky, and brought it home to Naples, man. And the guy ragged it out, dude. It was in sad shape. sad shape. So, Red Raider Reloading, hello, Fly Rabbit, and the rest of the panel. Hey, buddy, glad to have you on. By the way, Red Raider donated a headset. It's a Blue Tiger, I believe. Waiting for it to come in. As soon as it comes in, we're going to put up a contest, and we're going to give it away. Come on. Why is this game? Evans Transport says, don't even have to get a muscle car anymore to get moving. Some of these new Ford Explorers are pushing out a lot of power. Yeah, Ford Explorers are kicking it too. I mean, guys, you could even get into one of these new Hondas, man, that are pushing more horsepower than my Mustang did back in the day. Like my family car, my Ford Fusion with 2.0 4-cylinder with turbo is putting out 260, and that's more than my 2001 GT Mustang had.
Well, went out. There you go.
Michael Shepard says, my next car project will be the 1966 Shelby Cobra kit car. Speaking of that, my ultimate dream car and kit car type thing, I actually have two of them. One of them is the Ferrari Daytona, like the Miami Vice car, the black one. I'd love to have one of them. They're built on the old Corvettes. And the other one that I always liked was the Porsche Speedster, built on the little Volkswagen Beetle, the old ones. The new Pontiac Trans Am looks like they're going to start out at 1,000 horsepower. I haven't heard any news that they're bringing the Trans Am back. I know that company in Florida, Trans Am Specialties, takes the last generation Camaros and they convert them to Trans Ams, but I haven't heard that they're bringing it because Pontiac is no longer a brand.
Actually, I just looked it up because I had heard the same thing. And yes, it seems that the new Trans Am is returning for the 2026 model year, but is primarily driven by aftermarket companies like Trans Am World, using modern Camaros as a base.
Yeah.
Rather than
a
direct factory release from GM.
Yeah. The only problem with that is they don't make the current Camaro any longer. They quit making them in 24, so they're going to have to source their stuff from used cars to make it work.
Yeah.
Evans Transport, I completed an old 79 F100 with my dad before he passed. I hated to sell it. The last true American pickup truck. Yeah, that would be a nice truck. I wouldn't mind having an old Ford truck or even an old Chevy truck at that. Why did they take the Hellcat off the market? Well, they took the Hellcat off the market because dumbass Chrysler Corporation, which is FCA, decided that they wanted to go electric like all the other automakers, and boy, did they fail. They didn't sell any of those electric Chargers. Well, there's a few people that bought them, but the Hellcat is back. That's one of the reasons why we're busy with the account we're on, because we're delivering parts for all these cars that they're starting to make on the Chrysler and stuff. Sorry for the shaking, guys. I was trying to get a better thing here. But that's why they quit making the Hellcats. But they're back. They're starting to make the TRX truck again with the Hellcat motor. Shit, they're putting the Hellcat motor in the Durangos now.
Yep.
Scott B says 1987 F-150 with 302 Boss with a supercharger with Holly Sniper is putting over 400 to rear wheels. That's awesome there. They used to do those Daytonas on the 240Z also. Yeah, I've seen them, but the 240Z, it's too small. The Corvette, the C3 Corvette, is the perfect size for the Ferrari Daytonas. I found one on Marketplace. The guy wants $8,000 for it, but it's not in good shape at all. There was a company called McBurney that specialized in making them, and they got sued big time by Ferrari because they are the closest thing you can get to the actual Ferrari Daytona. And if anybody knows what the Ferrari Daytona is, the one that was on Miami Vice, if you had a real one, you're looking at about a $2 to $3 million car now. If you had a real one. And even the kit cars, I mean, if you find one that's completed, are close to $100,000.
Couldn't imagine spending that much money on a car.
No.
I found there's another Ferrari that is a newer one. I think they made them in like 2009 up to like 2012 or 13, called the Ferrari California. It's a cool car too, but they're still pushing $80,000+, even after all these years. You can't just get a Ferrari anymore. So if you want to know what a Ferrari is, y'all remember Florida Georgia Line, the country band, right?
Uh-huh.
Remember the video they did with Nelly Cruz?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Remember the Ferrari Nelly was driving?
Yeah.
That was a Ferrari California. That's the closest thing that you can get to a modern day Daytona, in my opinion. Red Raider Reloading said 7. Okay, I don't know what you meant there, buddy. Something to do with the Hellcat? Who do you all think are going to take over GM after they go bankrupt? It's being said they probably won't be around in a few years. General Motors won't be going anywhere. Somebody might buy them out, just like FCA did with, well, actually, it's not even FCA anymore. It's Stellantis now. And if anybody knows anything about Stellantis, they do a lot of stuff other than just cars. One of the best things that ever happened to Chrysler is when Fiat bought them, years ago. Because if it wasn't for Fiat, Chrysler would not even be around today. There would be no Hellcats. There would be no Dodge Charger police cars. There would be no nothing if FCA didn't jump in. A lot of people don't know this, but the Charger and the Challenger, the previous ones, not the ones that are out now, they're actually built on Mercedes E-Class. Did y'all know that?
I did not.
That's the platform, is the E-Class Mercedes, because at one time Mercedes owned Chrysler before Fiat bought them. And quite frankly, in my opinion, other than the economy taking a dump in 08, I think Mercedes ran Chrysler to the ground, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely.
Red Raider says, my dream was the Buick Grand National. You can still find those on occasions, but still, I mean, even for a rough example, you're looking at 20, 25 grand. One in primo shape, you're looking somewhere around 50. And if you're looking for a GNX, you better be able to pony up about $500,000. I mean, those things are bringing some big dollars. And the GNX was a special one. They only made like 700 of them. I don't even know the true number, but there weren't many made.
Which one?
The GNX. What the GNX was a Grand National with turbos, but it had an intercooler with it too. Had special wheels, and it had the nostrils on the fenders. That's how you can tell what a GNX is. You remember the Super Bowl with what was the rapper's name? Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar, yeah.
The big rumor was that wasn't a real. That was a GNX. You know, the rumor floating around that wasn't a real GNX, but what I've been told, that was a real GNX that he got on top of. That's a $500,000 car.
547 manufactured.
That sounds about right. There wasn't many of them. Yeah, I just saw the Bills. They tied it up at 30. Might be going to overtime on that game. Evans Transport says there isn't anything being made with the Chrysler name anymore. Besides, there are minivans I've noticed. Yeah, Chrysler. Yeah, they did away with the 300, and I just heard the other day that they're doing away with that new Dodge Hornet, the little SUV. And the Dodge Hornet is basically the same thing as that Alfa Romeo small SUV that they made. I never understood why they made that vehicle as a Dodge, in my opinion. That's why they. I mean, the car, they're still out, but you never see them anywhere. They didn't make a whole bunch of them. I think it said somewhere they sold like 2,000 of them last year, which is crazy. That's nothing. Minivan. Yeah, I knew what you were talking about, Evans. My dad's buddy has an 87 GNX he bought brand new. He had to take a loan against his house to get it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's an awesome car. He needs to hang on to that one because that's if he still has it, man, that's a hell of a car. So I don't know if you guys know it, but the one thing that really keeps the car business, going, especially, and I'm talking about Mustangs more than anything, but if it wasn't for the rental car companies, Mustang probably still wouldn't be made any longer.
That's a possibility.
Well, these younger guys that are 15, 20 years younger than us, they don't want cars like that. And matter of fact, most of them don't even want to freaking drive. They would rather just Uber and Lyft everywhere.
Oh yeah, the generation with the generation that's coming up into driving age now, they're saying has the lowest number of entry drivers of any generation. They're just not getting their driver's license.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, and with that being said, this Uber and Lyft, I mean, they've made it so cheap to where you can just hop a ride. Honestly, with what you do and how you do things in life, I mean, do you really need a car in today's world? I mean, in some places, I like the independence. I would have, we got 2 cars at the house. We don't need 2 cars. We just need 1, but we have 2.
Well, half the time I have my groceries delivered to the truck or to the house.
Yeah.
I should have put an order in today and I didn't.
Well, us on here, we're a different, breed than most people are at home.
Yep.
What you eating on, Nick?
Oh, just some Mike and Ike's.
Okay. That sounds good, actually. I should have gotten some of those. You got a fresh, clean haircut, didn't you?
No, I've had this haircut since I've been the last time I went home.
So Red Raider reloading. Wish these car companies would quit putting these turbos in these. Yeah, the turbo is just it to me. I mean, don't get me wrong; they make great horsepower, but it's kind of fake horsepower because they're trying to compete with other brands when they put turbos in them. But yeah, they can be expensive. Ford Ford made an article about that when they did that survey. A lot of people said, "Why buy a Mustang when they can get its power inside an SUV or a Raptor?" Yeah, that's true. In these half ton, so there's a company and Lebanon Ford. I think they're out of Ohio. So what they do, they take the new Mustang GT and also the F-150, the regular cab with the short bed, and they sell a shitload of those regular cab um, short beds, and they get the four-wheel drive ones. Okay, when I say four-wheel drive, it's really all-wheel drive. They lower them to the ground, take the four-wheel drive, and they put a supercharger on them, and they push 900 horsepower all-wheel drive, and they use them to drag race the F-150s, and they beat Mustangs. They mop Mustangs up all the time. Well, they do the same thing with Mustangs too. They take the Mustang and they put that supercharger on it. It pushes 900 horsepower. That's crazy. And the thing is, that Mustang, you can buy it for about 45, 50 grand. Same thing with the pickup truck. They're cheap, super cheap. I say cheap, but cheap in today's world. I wouldn't want to pay that much money for a car. I'm excited about the Hemi coming back. Yeah, I am too. I'm glad. I like to see stuff come back. My days of buying new cars are over with. I have a Dodge SRT truck with the 905. Man, Johnny Matthews, that's a truck. Hang on to that. My days of buying old car or used car, or not used cars, but new cars are over with. I can't see spending that kind of money. I'd rather spend, $25,000 or $30,000 restoring a classic. You would love to own a Ram Rebel. Yeah, they're pretty cool too. They're pretty cool too.
Well, you can get a good quality used car nowadays that in the price range of what you used to be able to buy a new car for. And you walk onto a lot, you're looking for anything mid-range or decent, $40,000, $50,000, and by the time you drive off the lot, it loses a quarter of that value.
Yeah. So Juan Pearson says he's planning on swapping his 4.6 out for a 5.0 Coyote. There's a lot of people doing that, and you can get that Coyote in the pickup trucks, and they're dirt cheap. $1,000, $1,500. It's like the LS. You can get them cheap. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't mind getting something like that Camaro I was talking about, that SS Super Sport with T-tops, and $2,500 for that car, get you a motor and a training, get somebody put in. I mean, under $5,000, you got a hot rod there. Maybe close to $7,000 once you put the training in it too, and have it gone over a little bit. And, 500-600 horsepower car there. Ain't much you'll touch it. I mean, really, because the older Camaros, they're lightweight too, and it's a T-top car. The only thing I'd be worried about, maybe put some subframe connectors on or something so the car doesn't twist, especially with the T-tops. Your car got T-tops, Jonah?
Yeah, man, I got T-tops.
I seen one guy. I wish I still had his TikTok, but he's got a 77 Smoking the Bandit Trans Am, and he swapped it out with an LS, and he's pushing like 900 horsepower. You'd never know looking at it, but it's been lowered, and it's got the big 18-inch wheels, the snowflake wheels that these companies are making now that looks just like the original snowflakes. You couldn't even tell, other than it being lowered. It looked great. To me, that's one of the most beautiful cars ever made, was the Smoking the Bandit Trans Am, that black and gold. Man, that car. I mean, if a guy doesn't think that car is sexy, then he doesn't have nuts. Let me put it that way. He needs to check his underside, because those cars are bad. They've always been bad. I had one. I had a 70. Mine was a 78, though. It's the same car, just a little bit different in the grill. But I sold that car to move to Florida, and I took myself in the ass for selling that car.
Oh, I bet.
I've had some unique cars along the way. pre-marriages.
Hmm.
You get married, you got other restrictions and stuff. The wife doesn't. And I haven't seen her on here tonight. She ain't talking about cars or anything, but she hates it when I bring up a new car or a different car. So Evan says, I'm currently trying to get my neighbor to sell me his 99 Ford Excursion with the 7.3 liter Power Stroke. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember. Was it 7.3? Was it a? There was one Ford diesel that really gave Ford a lot of problems and almost bankrupted them. And guys, and I'm going to bring this up again. Anything to do with the International, because that I think it was this. I think it was this. I think it was the 6.7. Evans, you might know.
6.4.
Well,
6.4.
Yeah, International had helped Ford get that engine, and anything with International's name on it anymore, it just sours my tongue. He's not on here tonight, but Steve, the other Steve Blankenship, he's one of them that bought one of those Internationals with us, and he's having all kinds of problems with his truck now. All of us that bought trucks from the International dealer, we've all had issues and problems. They're just not built good. I think they're built worse than what the Freightliners are, and we talked about the
Oh, they are. And International used to be a good brand, but I don't know what it is they did with the LT, which is supposed to be a more superior unit, but it rattles worse than the old Freightliners.
So, who was it that said they had? Johnny Matthews just sent me a picture of his SRT truck. And oh my gosh, is it gorgeous? Man, Johnny, you need to. Wow, look at that engine. He's got the Viper engine in that bitch. That's a good car, or good looking truck. I'm sorry. Speaking of car, Viper's another very unique car that I wouldn't mind having one day. It'd have to be the second generation. I didn't care too much for the first generation. They didn't have roll up windows, and it had that goofy ass top in the first generation. Chris is in the house. Hey, buddy, we got a little bit of car talk going on tonight. Feel free to join us. Hey, and speaking of which, Chris, with you being in Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, I remember back in the day in the early 2000s when they bought the Dodge Intrepid police cars. That was one of the only agencies that bought the Intrepid police cars. Y'all remember those?
Yep.
Dodge Intrepid. I always thought they were neat looking, and that's kind of what led to the Chargers in today, but they were front-wheel drive police cars, man. 6.0 is bad, and the 6.4. Okay, so both of them are bad. So even Evans agrees too. The Max Force engine sucked, almost killed International. Not only did it almost kill International, it almost killed JB Hunt because they bought a shit ton of them. And I got to tell you the truth, and I think the new Volvo's the same way too. It's killing the brand for Volvo, and Look isn't ordering it anymore, from what I understand. And I don't think they're putting lease drivers in them anymore either, the ones that they have.
Nope.
Chris says, yep, they were around for just a while. Yeah, there was about a 5 to 7 year period in talking about the Intrepids. Now going to the Tahoe is a good platform for the police because it's a good sized vehicle, because it's no big secret that just like truck drivers, most cops are bigger guys, and having a Tahoe to get in and out of is a good thing.
Somebody just got a load.
It's me.
What'd you get, man? The maxi
the last two they sent me, they want me. I deliver on Monday, but I still have like 7 hours to drive on Monday to deliver, and they want me to pick something up Monday afternoon and deliver it Monday night. I said I'm not gonna have enough hours. Then they did it again. Now this is the third load. Let's see what this is about now.
Oh, they did that to me the other day.
Yep.
I rejected 3 of them. I finally pushed my PTA out till the next morning.
That's why I'm getting ready. I try to do that, but it tells me I got to contact my driver leader. But
yeah, there's something going on, because I tried updating mine too, and it does the same things.
Yeah,
so there's something going on there.
And I told him, I said I would like to go back down south because I'm going to Fort Wayne. I said I would like to go back down to Texas, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, and of course then he sends me one to go to New Canton, Michigan, or somewhere up Michigan, like near Detroit. And I was like, that's not the South.
So Juan Pearson said, I'm sorry, Michael Shepard says they have 2 new Volvos sitting in Greer. Yeah, from what I understand, they got them on hold. I don't know exactly how they're going to resolve this issue, but yeah, they got them on hold.
There's 3 that have got dropped off today that's currently in the wait line that's in front of the shop here in Detroit. There's 3 of them that just came in, and I watched 2 drivers moving stuff out of them and putting them into a Freightliner.
Speaking of which, Mike, were you parked right across the way from me last night, or were you down a little bit?
I'm down. I'm right across from the shop base, about the middle of the shop.
Because there was a guy in a Freightliner that just parked last night and left his fucking lights on and was shining in my truck, and I thought that was you. I started to call and bitch you out.
No, that was not me because my headlights are off and they're facing the shop, so it's definitely wasn't me.
The damn Volvo VNL 860, I still
Now, had
have
I known you were there, that might have changed that.
Yeah. Well, you knew I was there because we talked. Dummy.
Yeah, but you were already. I'd already parked there. I'd already parked, and you were getting ready to go to bed.
Well, you could have turned your lights out though.
Well, no, it wasn't me that was doing it. I was saying I would have if I knew you were there when I parked.
I know, man. I know. I was just kidding. Don't get your panties in a wad. It's okay.
my panties are already in a wad, and so it's too late for that one.
That's too much of a personal issue for us to know about. Poor Nick, he tries to tell me about all his personal issues all the time. I don't have time for it.
Jesus.
The Volvo D13 is a great engine. The new Volvos are just bad because of all. Yeah, the electrical issues are crazy. I actually was a Volvo guy, and I really wanted to get one of those new Volvos before I got this Kenworth. But when I did the research and heard all the negative shit, it's like, yeah, I don't want a Volvo.
What do you expect? They look like a spaceship.
Well, that's exactly what I thought too. And I was going to name. I even had a name for my Volvo. It was going to be the Millennium Falcon. That's exactly what I was going to call it. Was the Millennium Falcon.
Oh shit,
guys! I mean, Amazon makes the little covers that go over the little the Alexas, the little round Google Alexa, not Google, but the Amazon Alexas, and they actually make a TIE fighter, an X-wing fighter, and also a Millennium Falcon to fit over the little ball. I was going to buy the Millennium Falcon and everything to put it in the truck, but instead, I can't pull the camera around, but I can do this. Look at my little Bluetooth speaker that I bought, guys. Of course, I know y'all seen them in the truck stops. It's a '63 Corvette.
Yep. Nice.
I've seen
it sits right here on this little ledge where my TV is perfectly. And that's what I use to listen to my music at nighttime, dude. And it works perfectly. And it sounds great.
I've seen some of those. I didn't realize those were Bluetooth.
Oh, yeah. $25, man. It sounds great, dude, for $25.
Yeah, I thought it was just a regular car.
That's what I thought, too. Yeah. I have to go back and look at them now. Because there's a couple that I wouldn't mind having.
The TA and the Petro, they got the black Charger with the big, kind of like Dom's Charger in Fast and Furious. And they got the Corvette. The Corvette you can get in red and black. I like the red better than the black. They got a big semi-truck. Honestly, it looked like an old Ford semi-truck, the old Ford that they had back in the day. And what was the other ones? I think there's a Volkswagen Beetle one. There's several different cars, but the Corvette's what kind of – and a Mustang. They got like a 67.
They got the Mustang. Yeah, Mustang was what I was looking at the other day. But I did not realize it was Bluetooth.
Oh, yeah. Buy one, dude, if you see one. They're pretty good. So Chris says – used to hear Pasco did Ford Explorers if you are over 6 feet and Taurus under 6 feet. Yeah. The beach where I was at, St. Pete Beach, they had Explorers and of course I wasn't there. Let's see, we left in 06, so they didn't have the new body styles. They were the older body style Explorers. They were fun back in the day, especially driving on the beach. I would imagine the Tahoe would be a lot better. Now seems almost all are Explorers. Yeah, Ford right now has that and Dodge Chargers are the two number ones. I don't know. I'm just not a General Motors guy, but if I was going to be a cop in today's world, I think I'd want a Tahoe though. If I was going to go that route, I swear my Kenworth has the personality of a Volvo with all the issues I've been having with it. Huh? How many miles are on your truck, Evans? Because honestly, a lot of those problems that you're having, they usually kind of work themselves out after 50,000, 100,000 miles. My 23 had a few little minor issues too, but once they got worked out, it was fine. But Chris, back to your with the Explorers, man. The only other police car, if I was a cop still, I'd have to have one of those new body style Mustangs like the FHP has. There's a lot of agencies switching to Mustangs because they're cheaper than the Explorers. The other day, I saw some Indiana State Troopers in a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now I know Louisville Police Department's got a bunch of. They got a Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk, which is the one with the Hellcat motor that they use for traffic. That was a confiscated vehicle, and they've always had the Mustangs and the Camaros and all the specialty vehicles. Just about 47. Okay, so you got 47,000 miles on it. So. What kind of bugs are you having out of that truck? I'm curious. Yeah, FHP's done a lot of different things. That Corvette that they have is kind of cool. They got the new body style Corvette that they painted up that they confiscated from, I don't know if it was a drug dealer or a street racer or what, but they've got a confiscated one. It's pretty cool looking, painted up. They don't use it really for patrol, though. A lot of these agencies get these Mustangs and they do them just for show and stuff, but what I really thought was cool is Virginia State Police, they did a little, you can go to TikTok and you can see it. They did a little promo. They bought 10 or 15 of them. And one of the little comments was they were just for show. And they're like, yeah, ours are not for show like the other agencies. And you can see them pulling people over left and right. And Indiana State Police just bought a bunch of them too. South Carolina has a Mustang running on I-26. Yeah, there's several of them. Now, I think South Carolina has them, North Carolina has them, Virginia. There's a lot of agencies. Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas. I mean, there's a bunch of states that have went to them.
Didn't I see Deputy Slope drives a Mustang every now and then?
He has, yeah.
Thought so.
Who's that?
He's where is he again? In Arizona.
Arizona, Pinell County.
Yep. He's a big TikToker.
Deputy Slope. Okay.
Yep.
What's his
TikTok?
videos
are awesome to watch.
If you just Deputy Slope, you should be able to find him.
He does a lot of traffic. Very comedic.
Oh, I've seen him. He's got a Charger, buddy.
He does drive mainly a Charger, but I've seen him in a Mustang.
He's got an unmarked Mustang that he uses periodically,
Yep.
because so many people recognize the Charger that he'll every once in a while slip into a Mustang just to kind of throw him off.
And it's completely unmarked, but lit up like a goddamn Christmas tree.
Yeah, it is. That thing goes off. He lights that thing up there. You look at it doesn't look like there's any lights on it. He fires those lights up, and you're not going to miss him within 100 miles.
Nope.
So Bacon says he was cruising on 75 in Florida, saw a semi-patrol vehicle, thought it was a joke, but it was very cool. Yeah, they've got a Peterbilt 379 long nose that they use.
Yep.
They use it for special things. Honestly, it sits more than they use it, but they use it for cracking down on cell phone uses more than anything, I think.
They use it a lot for cell phone violations, and they get a lot of them when they're running it.
But when they run that, it's just a truck that runs down the road. Usually you got the patrol cars that stop the semi. The semi doesn't stop other semis. Yeah, my Cascadia is being an ass too. Cascadia, what kind of problems are you having with the Cascadia? Sensor issues, the front-facing radar is in op and lights flickering on the steering wheel and in the cab. Now that's a weird situation.
That's what's going on with mine. And he may need to get that wiring harness looked at because my entire wiring harness has to be replaced. And that's the exact same thing mine was doing.
He's got a Kenworth, though.
He said
Evan,
Cascadia.
no, this other guy had a Cascadia. Evans has a Kenworth. So, Evans, what year is your Kenworth? You got yours brand new. It's 26, right? Because I didn't know of any issues with the 26 because the issues that you're having is what I had with the 23. And that's what I tell everybody. Stay away from the 22s and 23s because I had the same thing, sensor issues. And I never had problems with front radar, but the lights flickering I did. And the digital dash would light up like a Christmas tree. I'm curious, what year is yours? Chris says Hillsborough is using a lot of different cars now. I've seen F-150s, Challengers, Mustangs, and Camaros on the Veterans Toll Road. You know, I seen Hillsborough County Sheriff. They have a real nice SS Camaro, super nice, all marked up, looks great. Tennessee and Indiana also has. Yeah, I've seen theirs too. I think Tennessee was the first state to really do that, if I'm not mistaken. If any of y'all ever come out west, Idaho State Patrol has an OP and Sterling semi they use. Okay. Yeah, he says his is brand new, 26. Yeah, I've not heard of the issues that you're having on the new ones. I was under the impression it was just the 22s and 23s.
You know, for our technology we have today, it seems like our quality of trucks across the board just keeps getting lower and lower.
Yeah. So I'll tell you something else too, Evans, that I found out. With me having my 23 was a company blue, truck. It was just, a lease that was straight off the line of the company trucks. And now having this owner-op spec truck. The owner-op spec trucks are insulated a whole lot better than those company trucks are. This thing stays warm on the inside. Really nice, and I don't know about cool yet, but I'm sure the coolness is going to be better. But I can't hear shit on the outside. Like I got a guy next to me right now that every little bit I can hear him jamming his music. But when you get out, it's loud as shit. That's probably how he goes to sleep, by listening to the death metal bands or something. He must have got a 26 built on a Friday holiday weekend. Yeah, what do you think about that, Evans? They were ready to go home and do some day drinking. He's got a problem, water pump and oil coolant and diff leaking. Well, you got all kinds of issues.
What year is it?
Yeah, what year is it? And are you a Swift driver?
Yeah, I'll say, because that's got to be an MRP if you're a Swift driver.
Well, the Columbus shop was telling me they have been seeing a lot of the company Kenworths having issues. The owner-op spec trucks, they said, are better. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. But I know
what's going to be the difference on them?
I don't know, man. Other than maybe the insulation, because I know the insulation is better in this truck because it's a lot better than it was in the other one. And I can't imagine in 1 year being that much of a difference. They're the same body style. It's just that company trucks, they throw them together so quickly, I bet. And they probably take a little bit more pride putting the owner-operator trucks together. I don't know. Evans says, LOL, more than likely. Yeah. Yeah, he's listening to Bon Jovi, all right. So we talked about cars earlier. I tell you a new car that I would just absolutely love to have, but I would never spend 70. Oh, he just got the call. That's funny. 70 grand for it. It's a new Dark Horse Mustang. Have y'all seen those? The Dark Horse? The T? Man, what a hot rod that thing is. So you're at Landstar and you got a 2020 with 700,000 miles. Well, I mean, you're at that point with your truck to where things are going to start happening, dude.
Yep.
And what company did your truck come from?
Because you're going to start having, it's going to need to have a inline redone or something like that. I saw, I saw a video on YouTube about a guy who he broke down, and then next to know he had the shop check his bearings, and next to know they said, yeah, your engine's dead. So now he had to go buy a new truck now, and it's got 835,000 on it.
So Evan says that's what the shop guy was telling me. He thinks they just throw them. Yep, that's exactly what it is. They throw them company trucks together so damn quickly, and they honestly just don't. They just don't give a shit anymore. I mean, that's honestly with anything with being built anymore.
Well, they're not made by people anymore. It's all done by robots. So if that robot is off just a little bit,
I got to tell you the truth, Michael. I disagree with you on that, and the only reason I say that is I personally, in today's world with the generation that we were just talking about, I think the robots do a better job than the people do. Honestly, I mean, you think about the high-end cars, the Bentleys, the Jaguars, the Rolls Royce. Like Rolls Royce supposedly is still hand built. Go and look at a Rolls Royce, a 10-year-old Rolls Royce, and see how much price has dropped on one of them and how many issues they have. Go try and find you a 10-year-old Rolls Royce that doesn't have issues because they're hand built. You know.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is they're all built by robots. I don't know. It's just
the quality's better.
Don't you? I think our quality's gone down in the last few years.
Yeah, I think the quality, in my opinion, I agree with you on that, but I think the robots do a better job than the humans do. I mean, look, for instance, look at my 2018 Ford Fusion. It's got over 100,000 miles on it. The thing runs like a top. I think I could get another 100,000 miles out of that car, to be flat honest with you. I really do. And that damn thing was built by the Mexicans. It was built in Mexico.
The biggest issue, I think, is we got so many integrated computers. I think actually that's probably the bigger issue than the robots is all of the different little computers running around in these trucks that just don't communicate well with each other.
So I'm going to really confuse you here, Michael Shepard. So the car you're talking about, the new Mustang, is $400,000. That's the GTD. Now, that car is an all-out race car, and a lot of those cars that they're building that are GTDs, those are the ones that are racing Sebring and all these big high racetracks. You can actually convert that car, and they actually have a class where you can race it. Now, the car they just came out with this past week was the Mustang Dark Horse Supercharged, which is like 900. I forget what the horsepower. It's like 900 horsepower, and it's like $100,000. Now, the Dark Horse that I'm talking about is a naturally aspirated Dark Horse that is about $70,000. So they actually have three different high performance models in between the GT and the top end. So Denver finally won 33-30 overtime field goal.
Nice.
Bills once again won't make it to the Super Bowl. Every year they get taken out. And it sucks for the quarterback too. I actually like Josh Allen, but just can't get it down. Evan says it depends on how you take care of it. My 12 Focus has 200,000. Yeah, me and you were talking about that, and your Focus has one of the worst transmissions ever made. But the thing is, you got to know how to drive it. If anybody knows what transmission, it's one of those dual clutch. It's the same transmission that Nissans did for so many years that they had problems with. But if you know how to drive it right, it's kind of like our automated manuals in our trucks. It's like an automated manual. It's a dual clutch. Kind of the same concept. I agree with the computer things on these new trucks. Yeah. Tracy Wolfson's out there interviewing Bo Nix. It's like a cougar next to a graduate. You guys are being quiet tonight. I feel like I'm doing all the talking.
I'm not much up on cars, so I don't really have a lot to talk about when it comes to cars and stuff.
Evan says Josh Allen just needs to go to a different team, and then maybe he'll win a Super Bowl. Yeah, I think he's really vested with the Bills, though. Chris says Josh will be fine. His wife Haley covering him just fine. I'll take some comfort too. Yeah. I think his wife is in that Haley. That's Alec Baldwin's daughter, if I'm not mistaken. Be wrong, but I mean, look at Matthew Stafford. It took him going to L.A. to finally win one. Yeah, that's true. I was kind of hoping Baker would get us the Super Bowl. The fucking team looked great early in the season, and they had all kinds of injuries and shit. Yeah, I knew she was an actress, but I'm almost positive it's Alec Baldwin's daughter. Or you know what? I think Alec Baldwin's daughter's married to Justin Bieber now that I think about it. So we're going to find out here. That's tomorrow. Tonight we got I couldn't see. Oh, and she's a singer. No, she's married to, Bieber. That's what I thought. Seems like the more technology they try to put in these trucks, the worse for breakdowns. Trucks hardly ever broke down over 30 years. Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I mean, Hey, Michael Shepard, does your truck have the lane keeping in it with the speakers right above your head? Nobody else on here has a Kenworth. Does your Peterbilt have those?
Yes.
I got a secret on that. I'll tell you about it tomorrow.
Okay.
You like flipping that switch every 5-10 minutes to turn them off?
Yeah, it goes off by itself.
I know, but do you have that switch that you can turn off? You can turn those speakers off. You know that, right?
No, I did not know that.
There's a switch on the one of the switches that turns them off. And,
Okay.
It only lasts for 10 minutes, but I got a way to tell you how to turn them off. Off.
Okay.
No. Okay, so you don't have them. Don't worry about that. I figured your truck being an older one, it might not. That makes sense now why you got an older Kenworth. I get it, because you don't like all that shit just like me. My Patriots are going to have a good matchup against the Texans tomorrow. Yeah, I think the Patriots are going to swamp over the Texans, in my opinion. Texans are a good team, but I don't think they can even come close to the Patriots. Quite
Patriots
frankly,
is going to stomp them.
I think the Patriots are probably going to win the Super Bowl this year, honestly.
Yeah, they'll cheat again.
All your breakdowns are thanks to the government safety features installed to help you drive better. It is a scam, and it's sad because you don't need all that shit. I got to tell you, I do like the adaptive cruise control. I got to admit, I do like it. I don't like it buzzing and making sounds, but what I do like is that it will automatically slow you down when you're close when it's working. I do like.
I agree.
That.
I agree.
Yep, I do too.
The only part I hate about it is if you're in the right lane and someone goes to get off an off ramp,
step your brakes.
It will jam your brakes up on you.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I've had that happen.
Yep.
And sometimes it'll capture a bridge, like when you go under an underpass or something. It'll capture
warning claps or warning or
collision
warning. Collision warning. Yeah, I hate that.
The collision warning itself doesn't bother you as much, and it doesn't happen like it used to. But it used to when that came up, it would almost automatically slam on the brakes. I haven't had that happen yet.
Yeah, Chris, I agree with you. DFF was the biggest boondoggle. That's pig urine or whatever they make that shit out of. Yeah, I agree with you. I think DEF is bullshit.
Yep.
I wouldn't complain about that first team to win 7 Super Bowls. That sounds amazing. Yeah, I don't. I don't think there's any other. I don't think there's any other team out there better than them right now, in my opinion. They're hot. Well, maybe Denver. Denver's playing really good. Oh, my cruiser doesn't even work. because of that front radar being in op.
No,
Your
well,
cruise, yeah, your cruise doesn't work because of that. That's true.
Yep.
Have any of you guys been to the Houston, Texas terminal yet?
Yeah, I was down there the other day.
I've been down there. They're redoing it or whatever.
Yeah. Did you guys see those 2 stray dogs?
Yes,
It's
they're
three
always
of-
there. They're always,
It's
they
three
look
out
they
there.
look they look they look terrible.
Dude, they're rough.
Yes.
Yeah, it's 3 of them there.
I wish I could take them home, but I can't. They're
'cause
rough.
The first time we went down there, they were laying in the middle of the freaking road, in between
Yep.
trailers, and I didn't see the one dog. I had to slam on the not slam on the brakes, but I had to hit the brakes because the dog is like laying in the middle of the road in the dark, and I had just barely saw it. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
And
they're
it-
missing. They're missing patches on their fur and everything. It's
yeah.
bad.
well, they're not
And then-
getting food. They're trapped in the inside the gate, so they're not getting any food or anything.
No.
When I was there, I told the office staff about it, and they just like whatever. So
No, 'cause, well, I'll say the next morning I went to go leave, and they were outside the gate, outside the front gate. But then when the gate opened, they came right in.
Yeah.
So they go
It's
in and out.
3
they
of them
walk
down
out the
there.
gate.
They
wish I
came
could-
in because the drivers
Yeah.
are feeding.
Wish I could do something for them. It's sad.
But they walk all over. They walk all over the whole place. You'll see them all over the whole place in there.
So
They follow.
we were talking about all this computerized bullshit. You know, the one thing that I hate about this Kenworth, and I don't know if your guys' trucks do it, I'm sure yours does, Nick. When you turn the windshield wipers on, you can't use the cruise control.
Correct.
What?
Yep.
I think that's
Wow.
ignorant. I think that's fucking ignorant, in my opinion. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, Nick, but you can have it in the lowest setting of the intermittent wiper, and you can still use cruise.
Yes,
Did you
I
know
do
that?
know that. Yes.
That's the only one that you can do. Is
Yep.
the Freightliner the same way too, guys?
No,
Freightliner
mine
does not. I have had Freightliners that do it. These do not. But that is a programming setting that I don't know if our shops will change. But if you take it into Kenworth, they can change that.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen until the truck's paid off. So
Yeah, I was gonna say because I could put my wipers on and use cruise control if I want. Yeah.
So, Justin, you're behind the times. I just announced that the Broncos won about 20 minutes ago. Just kidding, Justin. We know you're a Broncos fan. You're happy. Michael Shepard says they are illegals.
The dogs. He was talking to the dogs.
Yeah.
It might be. That's
It
funny.
was 3 of them. It was 3 dogs down there.
I've only seen 2. I've seen
Yeah,
2.
it's 2 white ones and then a black one.
Jonah,
I've
take
seen
them
a
home,
few white-
buddy.
No, I can't do no.
Well, when I saw them, they were like sitting there scratching like crazy. So they pick up.
Oh, they
fleas.
are.
Sad. Evan says you go to the Denver yard and they have a lot of stray dogs, cats all over. You know, Ocala has like 15 or 20 different stray cats running around, and everybody feeds them.
And that's probably the reason why those 2 white dogs stay around. People probably feed them too.
Yeah.
Evan says you can get the automatic shut off turned off as well. For the Kenworth, you just got to go to the dealership to do it. Do we got to have permission to have that turned off, or do you know?
I
have
don't
to.
believe you do.
I'm gonna say
Yeah,
my
no.
Freightliner. I'm gonna say my Freightliner must have that turned off already because mine don't have that issue where it turns off.
Mine doesn't either.
Mine don't either.
Yeah.
So, Mike, Justin's telling you hi, buddy.
Hi, Justin. What? I'm not sure what he's referring to for the automatic turned off.
No, it's talking about that. It cut out. It shuts off after like you sit in that part. It shut off like
Yeah.
5 minutes or whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm in a rental right now, and so they wouldn't turn it off. So I put my chocks out and left my brakes off so I could idle.
You don't have Opti idle?
I do have Opti idle, but this truck is a company truck, so it has a whenever it starts the truck, it shuts off the inverter, which shuts my computer off.
Oh. Well, then the batteries must be low then on that because mine when my Opti idle starts up, I don't have that problem where it turns off. So the
Yeah,
batteries.
I don't need it.
I don't either on mine since I replaced the batteries and I
Yeah.
went to a true sine wave inverter. But this is a 26, so the batteries theoretically. So I'm just dealing with it. I'll
Gotcha.
hopefully be out of this truck in a week.
So Evan says, I don't know. I asked and they told me we could, so just ask the shop. Okay. And Michael Shepard said his idle timer was turned off before I see. That was the problem that I had with my 23. It was a COVID truck and it didn't even have the they call it, what do they call it again? I can't read it. It's a KinSmart or whatever they call it, where you can turn it on and shit. My 23 didn't have it at all. Period. I'm trying to remember back. I don't think my 23 even had a bunk heater. I mean, it was just it was a bare bones truck. Absolutely bare bones. All right, let's find the next game. Somebody's getting text.
Oh, really hope I get a load tomorrow. There's 15 loads on the load board for the entire United States.
Well, and usually on weekends it's probably a bare minimum too, probably.
Yeah, usually Sunday morning is when I would usually get the loads if I couldn't start till Monday.
That's what I'm hoping, that they'll send me something, because I really don't want to have to bobtail 2,500 miles.
Have you sent them a message? Planners a message?
Oh, several times.
Huh.
So
So
Mike,
they'll
have
have
you
nothing-
asked on the percentage board yet?
They're still not putting anybody on it.
So Mike, where are you at right now? In Detroit?
I'm in Detroit, yeah.
So they have nothing that goes from Detroit to like Chicago or to
Not
Omaha or anything like that?
not right now. They don't. That's what I asked. I was like, can we at least get to like Chicago or Omaha? And they're like, no, we ain't got nothing. There's nothing coming out of Detroit, which is kind of like, this is the Mopar account, which I'm kind of sort of on. It's kind of a weird situation. I'm OTR for the Mopar account, is the way it's explained to me. But but yeah, supposedly we have nothing coming out.
You'll have something by Monday when people come in, dude. There's nothing. It's weekend. It's just the way shit is on weekends.
And then Monday
Yeah.
a holiday. And then
I
Monday
should've-
a holiday.
Are they
Yeah.
working? Are they working
Holiday.
Monday?
Martin
Oh.
Luther King. Yeah, they'll be working, but it's just that what shippers and receivers are going to be working.
Yeah.
It looks like I'm bobtailing Monday morning then.
I bet they get you something to get you out west, and you might have to bobtail once you get out west. The Columbus shop tried to turn it off for me, but the Kenworth has it locked in these new 26s where they have to do it. Okay. And yeah, same here, Michael. My bunk heater will blow you out of the sleeper too. My bunk heater's warm as shit.
Yep, same here.
Yep.
I've
Text
never-
next Saturday. What are we talking? The Patriots. Okay. Well, that game is actually played tomorrow, Justin. I think the Patriots are going to beat the Texans.
Well, Patriots are going to slaughter them.
I haven't seen very many loads on the load board since I've been here. Yeah, Michael, just like I told you before you came here, you can't really. There's a certain time that you need to look at the load board, and
early morning.
memory serves me correct. Aren't you on the Mopar account, Michael? You shouldn't even be able to see the load board if you're on the Mopar account.
Depends on
I
whether
don't-
he's on. If they put him on the OTR side, then you can still see the board.
Michael, who's your driver leader? I don't remember. Evan says I asked to how on the load board percentage as well, and I was told I would be put on a waiting list. Okay.
I asked the other day if I could get on a wait list, and according to Michelle, there was no waiting list available.
I think they're just pulling the wool over our heads on that shit.
Yeah,
The load out. Huh?
Remember what I told you? They told me, James. We don't. All of a sudden, I told her before I want to go on the percentage. She waits till I'm over here for them to tell me, "Oh, we don't offer percentage where you live."
Well, what happened was you came right at that time period where they quit bringing people over
Yeah,
because the rates dropped. They don't want to put a bunch of guys on that load board with the rates dropping because
Yep.
what's going to happen? They ain't going to make any money. You're going to quit.
true.
The load board I booked, I got a deadhead 250 miles to get it. I'm in Nebraska going to Colorado to get a load going to northern. So, Evans, I'm going to tell you just like I told you before, man. You like running that west side. If you're going to run the west and if you're going to run that load board, you're going to be doing some deadhead. If you come to the Midwest, you're not going to be deadheading that much. It's just the way it is with the deadhead freight or with the freight out west. It sucks. I agree with you. It sucks.
Yeah, and if you're going to run, I've done a lot of West Coast on another company's load board. Don't go to Nebraska. You're not going to get anything out of there. Stay in the Western 11 if you're going to run the West.
So Michael Shepard, that explains it. So he said no, they have to wait for a spot to open, and you got Amanda. So you're under the same thing as what Michael is on here.
Yep, Amanda's
you're on hold. So when you come to the Mopar account, the actual account where we run the auto parts, you don't even get to look at the load board because I think Jonah, aren't you getting Elmer?
Yes.
Yeah, when you get Elmer as your driver, you're on the actual auto parts account.
Yeah. Cause they took my load board off. I can't even see the load board now.
Yeah, that's what they do. Once you come to the 625, that's what happens.
That's where. When did you get onto the account? Because I talked to Justin a couple weeks ago, and he says it's good maybe February, March before he even starts looking at adding any more people.
Jonah got hired straight to the account. You know, when you come straight in, you can go straight to. Yeah. That's how it works. Rates are up plenty of $5 PM freight. Okay, that's good. That's a good sign. I've been just trying to get west for home time. I've been stuck out here in the east, and they gave me this Nebraska load. Okay.
So, Nick, you find your trailer yet?
No, it won't be here till like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Pat McCord says, I'm on the Mopar account. Yeah, you got hired straight into, and I don't even have my truck yet. Yeah, you just told them, surprise me with what truck I have. All right, we got
good luck with that.
1999 Diamond Rio, but
yeah, you'll get out there and they'll have this
He'll have a
cab over. This cab over with 2 sticks in it,
or he'll have a 2026 VNL that doesn't drive,
right? Or a international that will drive when it wants to.
my DM was upset when I told her I was wanting to go percentage, tried to play for me games, and told me that. Yeah, that's exactly why they don't want you guys to move. And that's what happened to me when I left. My guy didn't want me to leave either.
Oh, every time I try to talk to Amanda, check in on what's going on with the load board, it's this massive broken thing that doesn't work, and they've got so many problems with it that they're thinking about taking all the drivers off of it. It's just so broken.
All right, I don't know if you can see this, Pat McCord, but here is your truck. See if I can pull it up. Can you see that?
Purple.
Yeah,
Purple.
honestly, it looks like it's purple, but on the Facebook page, it's actually magenta. If you know what magenta is, so that's your truck. Michelle's already called me; she's got it ready to go for you. It's a magenta Kenworth. I hope you're happy. You'll look really well going to the alternative lifestyle hangout with that truck. And I'm being politically correct on how I'm saying that, so I don't offend anybody. Supposedly, according to her, there's only like 3 DMs that are trained on that percent. And you know what? She's probably right because it's a whole different ballgame. So I don't have him on here tonight. But Brett Lucas comes on here every once in a while. He told me something that I was unaware of, and it might be something for you to think about too, Evans. The refrigerated has a load board. I don't know if you knew that or not, but the refrigerated account has a load board. And I talked to him, and he runs basically all those areas that you like to run. And I told him that I was going to tell 2 guys. And it was Michael Shelton, and it's on here, and you, Evans. So just a heads up, man. It might be something you might want to look into.
As long as you like driving overnights, because you go to refrigeration, you're going to do a lot of overnights.
He's going to get a new Volvo, LL. Yeah, I don't think he wants a new Volvo. That I promise. Pat McCord says he likes Swift getting the Skittle truck order color game. Yeah, they're starting to open up the colors, man. I'm practicing my lips. Yeah. Yeah, I got to try to get into that Salt Lake Yard talking to refrigerated people. I forgot I'd already told you about that. I apologize. So, I said I didn't want to talk about it earlier, but, Swift, I don't know if y'all caught the news, and I think, Joni, you said you hadn't heard anything, but Swift, they bought out Abilene Express.
Yeah, I know.
And they absorbed, Abilene finally gave up, and they decided to absorb into the Swift bullshit.
Yeah, they merging out. They switching all their drivers to Swift. It's like they got like 300 drivers by the 27th of this month.
Yeah, the Abilene system is so outdated, they can't even begin to integrate it.
Jeez.
And that's what our friend that I was talking about earlier. I didn't want to get into a whole lot of details about it, but I did want to make sure the guys knew about it. But that's what our girl Michelle was up to last week. I'm sure converting those guys, because there are some lease drivers with Abilene, so I'm sure they have
I was gonna say I was wondering if she was busy doing that with that stuff.
I'm sure that's she didn't go into details about it, but I'm sure that's what she was doing.
Yeah, I delivered day before yesterday, and he was really trying to get me to take one of those Abilene trailers. It's like, no, I cannot take an Abilene trailer.
Have you guys noticed too that in our yards, and even when I 6 months ago we weren't even allowed to go to a night yard or one of these companies, but now all these companies are using our yards. U.S. Express and Abilene, and I even saw a AAA Cooper trailer in the yard the other night.
I was gonna say, St. Louis has the AAA. St. Louis has the AAA Cooper truck sitting there in the getting shop worked on. Looks like I see them in the St. Louis terminal. Yep.
I asked the other day if I could park at a night terminal, and I was told no. But they're in here. There's 3 of them in here. How is it they can use our yard, but we can't use theirs?
You can, because I parked in a night yard. I don't know who told you that and why. What yard were you in?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Now, there might be certain ones, but I know the Indianapolis one you can't, because I did. I actually dropped a trailer there and actually did my 10-hour there. Can't get in the building. You have no services or anything, but you can get in the yard. They'll let you in. Your car doesn't work, but they'll let you in.
I've seen U.S. Express, and I've even seen doesn't Swift or Knight own Total too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's part of U.S.
Yeah, they're
Express.
part of US Express.
I see once in a while. I see the Total Mississippi or whatever it's called. I can't remember the.
Yeah,
Didn't
Total
you-
Mississippi. This trailer's here.
Yeah, I
they
see
have
trailers.
that in Mississippi.
I see them in the yard too.
They're
Yep.
part of the U.S. Express game, just like
That's what I thought.
what's the gray trucks? The other company U.S.
Vagrant.
Express had.
Vagrant.
Very. Yeah,
Very
very.
Variant.
Variant or something like that.
Yeah,
Flying
VAR.
Patty. Good evening, Flying Patty. How are you, guy? You hope you're doing good. Scar's house. Good evening, guys. I'm out here in Iowa. I shut down earlier because of the 30+ mile per hour winds when I was empty. Yeah, that's
That's not
that's
fun.
definitely a decision. It's only a matter of time that U.S. Express gets put in either Swift or Night. I'm sure. I don't know. They're a little bit
That's
bigger.
a big town, isn't it?
I think they're. If somebody said the other night that they were like 7,000 trucks. I don't know how true that is, but
Now, they
that's
had-
a pretty. That's a pretty
I
big.
can't remember how many trailers they had. They had a good bit of trucks.
U.S. Express, I can look them up real quick. I have their safer. I'm bringing up their safer.
The Edwardsville terminal had a few MMM trailers there. I don't know what MME is.
What's MME? Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Now earlier today, I saw a CFI truck pulling a Heartland trailer. Normally, you don't see that, but since CFI now got merged in or got integrated into, going all Heartland, that's the first time I've seen them pull a trailer.
Currently, U.S. Express has 5,738 registered power units.
Okay.
That's a pretty good size trucking
That's
company.
good.
Uh-huh.
That's interesting. They have 5,738 registered power units with 6,509 registered drivers. How does that work?
Well, you got variant too. You got variant and total. If that's, I don't know if that's.
Variant, I think, has their own authority.
Yeah, but they're still a part of U.S. Express, though. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So is
Midwest.
Total.
Okay.
Yeah, we know they're a night-owned company. I've never heard of Midwest Motor Express, though.
It's kind of
That's
like,
a new-
aren't they kind of like? Isn't that kind of like AA Cooper or the AAA Cooper ones?
AAA Cooper, yeah.
LTLs.
Don't start doing that shit, Nick.
Nick, you always do that. Every time we're on live, you start yelling at him.
Yep.
Did you get that truck wash all shiny and bright?
Sure did.
Oh.
Yeah, if I switch to this look, it makes Mike even smaller.
Oh, wow. I don't know. I might still go to Northeast Regional. I'm thinking about it. That's also a percentage
I
pay.
look like I got a big body with a teeny head.
Yep.
Oh.
There's a guy over here right now in an owner-operator's truck. The owner-operator owns 7 trucks.
He owns 7 trucks.
7 trucks. Yep.
Wow. Well, I was just gonna say, I was coming at 65 from Albany, Georgia. Albany, Georgia, or Alabama area up 65 from Montgomery, and I saw at least 10 to 15 owner op trucks going down when I was going up, and that's the most I've seen in like one area. I was like,
Right.
what the hell's going on? It's like, wow.
So Evans says it's only a matter of time when we start seeing those DHE trailers in our yards. They are a company that we bought last year out of California. Not
Yeah,
aware of that.
they bought them like last year. It's been like a while ago, yeah.
Yeah,
What's
there's
that
company?
What's the name of them?
DHE. Yeah, they out of California.
Never heard of them.
Yeah,
Haven't either.
yeah, Swindon bought them like about a year ago.
So Craig made a comment here, and it actually makes total sense. Um, U.S. Express makes too much money dedicated to solve them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you. They got a lot of dedicated accounts too. Uh, he looks like beet juice with a little head. Beetle. So Freight Swami wants to know where we're all at. Well, I am in Memphis, Indiana, which is about 15 minutes north of Louisville, Kentucky. What about you guys?
I'm in Franklin. I'm in Franklin or Frankfort, Kentucky.
Detroit,
Frank-
Michigan.
I'm at home in South Carolina.
In Houston, Texas, at the terminal.
There we go. Dependable Highway Express is DHE. Okay. Craig says all the LTO companies have been moved into AA Cooper. Okay.
Oh.
That's probably a smart deal.
I saw a AAA ACT trailer, truck Cooper, pulling a flatbed trailer. Normally I only see them doing those pulp trailers, but this one I saw yesterday actually had a flatbed.
Interesting.
I was like, wow.
Okay, I like this.
It's the yard with the free death, Mike.
Hey,
I remember that one. I remember that. I remember that video.
The deaf is free because I went back there, and there is no counter on that deaf dispenser. So you trace the hose all the way back into the pump. I don't remember where it was exactly. It was up in Pennsylvania, but there is no counter on that pump.
Well, I will confirm, and I will say this, that if you get the deaf in Detroit, have you seen where the deaf is in Detroit, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. I have gotten it like 3 or 4 different times there, and I have yet to get charged for it that I've seen.
I didn't get charged. I didn't get charged for the. I've filled up twice here, and I have not been charged for it.
So Kendi is a new person. Evening. Hello. How are you? Hope things are well, Kendi. Glad you joined us. You're a new one. Craig says, "Have you heard about Taylor Express?"
Yep.
I've not heard of Taylor.
Swift and Taylor trucks.
They closed down or whatever, didn't they?
Yeah, I heard something about them yesterday or something like that. I was looking at.
Yeah, Mother Trucker was talking about them.
Yeah.
Well, you made that sound. Yeah, that Mother Trucker was talking about them, like you were getting ready to say the other mother, Mother Trucker. If I'm ever in Salt Lake City, don't forget to set the deaf pump timer. Otherwise, the people after you will get free deaf on you. Yeah, I always reset the timer too, and you got to write it down in the amount that you get. But again, I've not seen that I've gotten charged. Evans, have you ever been charged for deaf at the terminal? Because I've not seen it on my billing. But I've only done it like 3 times, and it could have easily passed over me and not seen it. Scar says, you're a company driver, but what area are you all going long runs coming out of mostly? Well, 2 of us are out of the
I got 2.
You got 2 what?
I got 2. One going from Alabama to Indiana, and then from Ohio to South Carolina after that one.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say, me and Jonah, the other guy on the top that's next to the bald guy there, we're out of the Mopar account, so they keep us running, but the other guys all run OTR. Okay. Yeah, I remember talking to you, Kenneth. How's it going tonight, buddy? Hope things are well. left all the drivers stranded. At Taylor? Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy. Yeah, I got charged there in Salt Lake City for my death, and the next driver's death after me. So you got charged with both of them because you didn't set the timer, I guess. Yeah, they specifically tell you to set the timer so you can see how much you get. I ended up getting reimbursed for it, but was told to watch that timer. Yeah. Oh, man. Thanks,
Sorry.
Nick.
You're welcome.
All right. I don't know if you all can hear it, but I'm going to play something here real quick. Bear with me just 1 second. Can y'all hear my background noise?
Nope.
No.
Ain't somebody truck running.
For you, Chris. Hear it?
Yeah, but what song is it?
Obviously, you never listened. You never watched The Sopranos, did you?
Do what?
You never watched The Sopranos, did you?
Not
Tony
not
Soprano.
not long time. Yeah, I haven't watched it for a long time.
Woke up this morning and got myself a gun. You got to listen to man. I can't believe you've never watched The Sopranos. One of the best TV shows ever,
I
man.
haven't either.
I was gonna say.
Man, that's worse than Nick not trying Arby's until the other day. God, man, how can you not ever try Arby's?
Have you guys had White Castles? Whitey's?
But
One time, I hate White Castle.
What's White Castle?
Listen, I've told you guys this story before. My dad was the porn king in Louisville and owned strip clubs. He would bring me White Castles home for breakfast on his way home at 5 a.m. before I went to school. Of course, I know what White Castles are.
White Castle.
What about Jack in the Box?
Jack in the Box.
No.
Jack in the Box, you can order everything off the menu and not spend but about $7. They're so cheap. Their food is so cheap, man. You can order one of everything and still be under $7.
I didn't even know there was a place called a restaurant called Golden Chick until I came down here.
Golden? You said Golden Chick?
Yeah, Golden Chick.
That's a Texas, Oklahoma thing, by the way.
Gotcha.
So Kendi says, great, thank you. Me and the wife talked, and yes. Buddy, if you want to give me a ring tomorrow, man, I'll be well, actually, I'm going to be driving throughout the night, but I'll be driving up till about lunchtime tomorrow if you want to ring at me. And Pat McCord says, yeah, that's Sopranos theme. Soprano was great. Sure was, man.
I'll be right back.
White Castles suck. No, they don't. Well, yeah, I like In-N-Out Burger, but you can't compare those two. There's no comparison. White Castles are awesome.
White Castle, all you get is, but there's no like taste to the meat. There's no, I mean, it's so thin you can't even taste the meat.
Well, you get
Buddy,
the grease. You get that.
White
You get the grease and the onion and the.
The onion. The onion makes it even worse.
Buddy, you need to go ahead and just go back out back and just go ahead and cut your wrist because you're a loser, man. White Castles are awesome.
Oh, I love White Castles. What about a Whataburger?
Whataburger is good.
Yeah, Whataburger is good. That's a Texas thing too, by the way.
Yep.
Oh my God, Nick's turned into a seat.
He went. I think he went, the dogs must be out there again, huh?
I've never had a White Castle. If you've never had one, you got to go get one, man.
No, you don't.
The White Castles, they're called sliders. Sliders are from White Castles, just so you know. What that means is when you go out drinking, you go and you get some White Castles because they're 24 hours a day, and you get those when you're drinking. Just like Denny's. People go to Denny's when they're drinking, too.
Or
They're
you go
sliders. eat them. They're so small and they slide right down.
Or you go to Jack in the Box and you get those tacos at Jack in the Box when you're drunk too, when you've been drinking.
Yeah, Kendi, I'll be more than happy to holler at you, buddy, tomorrow. Can I take my truck over to Swift owner op? My truck is from HEC Leasing. Absolutely. Excuse me. The only requirement that they have, it has to be a 2018 year, and it's got to have the forward collision on it. As long as you got that, you're good to go. And it's got to pass inspection, obviously. If you want big meat, go to Wendy's. Yeah. Crystal is better. I disagree with you. I'm more of a White Castle guy, but Crystals are a good substitute, and vice versa. If you don't have Crystals, White Castle's a good substitute. I like Crystal's chickens. I can tell you that they're good. Okay, all right. Mark says I'm an owner operator of Columbus, Ohio, looking to bring my truck over. Before I talk to a recruiter, can you give me the good, the bad, the ugly? Mark, my number is scrolling down at the bottom. Feel free to give me a ring tomorrow. Actually, you can call me tonight after the show if you want to. Or give me a ring tomorrow. I'll be driving till about lunchtime. I will tell you everything. Arctic Circle burgers are really good as well. Never had them, never heard of them. I'd try them. There's Nick. He's back there doing his magic mic dancing. Now my truck is wide up. Now my widest truck wide open. Governor will put a governor and camera in my truck. It's a 22 Peterbilt. So to answer your question, if you keep your mouth shut, they will not put a governor on it. The only way to stay away from the camera is to get your own truck insurance, and you can get SeBrite truck insurance, and they have a special program for Swift drivers, and their information is in the description of every video that I do.
And it's also cheaper than going through the Swift insurance.
No, James says it's Then you say it. James, Swift is a little bit cheaper now.
They're a little bit cheaper now.
Yep. Oh, did they lower the rate?
Yeah, Swift lowered their rates. Yeah, it's not much. It's like $20 a week. I mean, $80 a month. It's not like a whole lot of money, but it's a little bit.
Yeah, because I've been driving with the camera now for a while, and it's not all that bad. I haven't had any issues with it. The new cameras.
Now, did you let SeBrite know that you're in a rental?
Yes.
So Mark says 10-4. No problem, man. Give me a ring. Steven, you can give me a ring too if you need to. Mark, yes, trust me. Call him ASAP. Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, call me and I'll take care of stuff for you. Arctic Code is a West Coast thing. Everything you do, Evans, is a West Coast thing. I love the In-N-Out burgers. I'll give you that. I tell you what, I like In-N-Out burgers better than anything is their damn fries. Their fries are the bomb.
Oh, their fries are, yeah.
Dude, they do something to those fries that they're just great. Don't eat the steak nuggets at Arby's. Yeah, I agree with you. That was a waste of freaking money. Yep. That's why they're not on the menu anymore. That was a special thing they did for a short period of time, and they were horrible. Me and the wife saw that commercial. We're like, that sounds pretty good. Well, we didn't get to get them that weekend. I was home, but I ended up getting them when I was out on the road, and I called her and I said, yeah, don't waste your money on those damn things. They're horrible. Very dry. Okay, sounds good. Is there a load board? Because at F2F, we do have a load board, but it's don't come over here for the load board. I'll tell you that. Come over here for the freight. The planners will keep you busy, and you'll stay running. But, when I did load board, and these guys here might be a little bit different, but when I did it about 60-40.
If you can get on the percentage, you're probably better off for the load board. But on mileage, I looked at the load board, but I've been here coming up on 4 months, and I've booked 2 loads off the load board since I've been here.
So Virgil Smith says, what's happening, Flying Fellas? Not much, buddy. How are you tonight? And once again, thanks for the name of the channel, Flying Fellas. Again, guys, housekeeping. Please like, comment, subscribe. Oh, and by the way, if you comment, I don't answer comments anymore. I've got a bunch of comments that I haven't answered. It's just I don't have the time. You got questions, call me, please. Just don't have time. Now I got this camera in here. I don't want to get caught doing shit that I don't need to be doing either.
Nick, are you giving the dogs water? What are you doing?
Yep.
Supposedly, the internal cameras are all turned off, but
Not the side ones. Nick, what do you you got a dog in the truck?
No, there's 2 dogs outside. Those strays, and they're bad, in really bad shape. So I'm giving them a bunch of water.
Give them some food.
I don't have anything I can give them.
So Freight Swami says on the MRP lease, does share the previous maintenance records? That'd be a question for you, Michael and Jonah.
You probably get them from Michelle or somebody at a shop or something.
yeah, you can talk to the shop and you can get it. If they did not change your driver number or the truck number, then it'll show up in your maintenance list. But if they change the truck number, then no, it won't be on the app.
Yeah, your truck number always changes when you get a new truck, and just so you know, you can go to the tab on there and you can see somewhat of the maintenance history on your trucks. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Freight Swami, I hope that answers your question. Did you know that, Mike?
Yep.
Okay. Evan says In-N-Out are moving everything to Texas, so I'm sure they will grow big time out this way. Yeah, I'm hoping that
that'd be awesome.
They're missing out on Florida because Florida is a big hotbed for that shit. They would do very well in Florida. I can give you a call. Yeah, Steven, give me a ring anytime, brother. You're only booked 2 loads on the load board. Those are rookie numbers. Got to pump those numbers up, y'all.
Well, you got to have loads on the load board to get.
All right, Steven, can I bring my own trailer with Swift? You can, but that would be dumb. And honestly, I don't think you can at all because we do a lot of dropping hooks. You'd lose your trailer in the situation if they were allowed it.
I asked that just out of curiosity, and no, you cannot bring your trailer.
So Craig says the side ones are off. Too. I've heard. Craig, I've gotten mixed answers on that, and I don't know the real answer, and I've been asking, but nobody's really clued me in on that yet. I'd like to know the truth on that.
Well, you can also say you get the glare. It'll get the glare off the window too. Probably if you're like messing with your phone and it's in the glare of the window, they could probably see it. You know what I mean?
So there's 2 things. One, they have gotten drivers with the glare, from what I understand from other people that I've heard. And also, I've heard
in their hands though too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then I was talking to a guy today asking if I've taped all 3 of the inside cameras. So like the one facing the bunk and then the 2 side cameras, because he was told he can. Any interior facing cameras, supposedly you can put tape over.
That's my understanding too.
That's what I've heard all. Yep.
Well, that's going to be something that I'm going to research and find out the answer, and we'll talk about it on one of the next lives.
Sounds good to me.
I'm going to find out that answer this week because I don't know the answer. And quite frankly, now that you said that, I might just put tape on those 2 side cameras and see if I get a phone call.
Yep. I've heard of other guys doing it, and they don't hear anything. So,
which would lead to the possibility that those are turned off. Because when I asked about it, I was told all the internal cameras were turned off. So there's no. And Swift did put out a statement a while back that there would be no internal cameras, but there's still this speculation everybody seems to have on no clear answer on the side camera things.
Right. So Evan says it all depends on what time you look at the board. I booked at least 1 a week off of it this month. If you're lucky, you can stack yourself with loads on it. I got lucky and was able to do that. Yeah, I always had at least 2 loads at all time when I had the load board.
Well,
and if I did, the planner would throw something on me.
I was going to say, most of the time, I haven't even needed to go to the load board because the planners are throwing stuff on me before I even have a chance to, and they're good loads. The only reason I'm having any challenges right now because I'm specifically trying to get back to the Northwest, and that we're having issues with.
So no more live loads, live unloads like F2F. I'm in. Yeah, that's I really liked F2F, but I was just over, like you said, all the live loads and live unloads and the brokers calling you all hours of the day and night. What do you guys think about Abilene integrating into Swift? Does that mean we'll be able to purchase Abilene trucks? We've always been able to purchase Abilene trucks. There ain't a whole lot of them out there, but every once in a while, one of those green Volvos or Freightliners will show up in the inventory. It's always been that way. I don't think it's really going to make a difference whether Abilene is integrating with us or not. I mean, if anything, that's just going to be another 300 drivers to compete with. But when you got the number that you do now, I mean, you got 17,000 company drivers and about 1,300 owner operators. I don't think the 300 number is going to make that big of a deal.
No.
And I think it'll be offset because their freight will be coming over, their dedicated accounts will be coming over. So I think there will be an offset.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you're right. I don't think it's going to affect anything.
They'll just give us more freight, maybe,
In hindsight, thinking about that, I kind of, what Craig was saying too. I kind of wish that U.S. Express would probably integrate because we could grab some of their shit too.
That'd be nice.
I know they got a lot of dedicated stuff too.
Yep.
A lot of good dedicated stuff. Yeah. So Stephen, that's what we were just talking about. I don't think they'll ever integrate with U.S. Express, but I think, like we just said, I think it might be an advantage. Do you think they will put bar none into Swift? No, bar none. And Craig talked about this the last time. Bar none is very successful, and they make too much money for their own particular company. I don't know if that'll ever happen with bar none.
Yeah, I don't see bar none being rolled over either.
Oh, and guys, I had my first experience with Amazon the other day. I will avoid Amazon at all costs.
Yeah, because I think I looked at Life 360 and I saw you at a Amazon facility. I was going to ask if you were there, if it was true.
That was a pain in the royal ass.
I knew it.
Yeah, I have rejected 2 Amazon loads. For one, both of them required overnight driving, and I will not drive overnight. I can't. But I signed up for Amazon. With about 4 hours later, James happened to call me and tell me, don't do Amazon, because he did an Amazon load, and he was just like, God, don't do Amazon load. Don't sign up for Amazon. I was like, I already did. I just finished.
So what's funny is the planner that usually takes care of me. She gave me an Amazon load that was getting me back into Detroit, and I said, hey, I'm sorry, but I don't refuse anything, but I will refuse Amazon. I said, I'm sorry, find me something else. She's like, hey, no problem. And I told her my experience. I said, I'm not doing Amazon.
I would do it if there was nothing else available and it made it so I had to sit. It was just, I had to call in the first time when I got to the shipper to get the number they needed because it wasn't on my end. Then when I got there, I didn't have a number they needed. So they made me go I sat for about an hour, and then they finally came out and talked to me and got everything squared away. But then I had to wait till 7 p.m. to get my BOL signed, and then trying to leave, I spent 25 minutes at the damn gate because 2 people, I couldn't understand a word they were saying.
Wow.
So Steven says, man, they need to get rid of the small Russian companies. Well, they're not small. A lot of them are like Super Ego. I heard that they have several thousand trucks. That's a pretty big company. all the mega carriers need to join up and go against the Russians. Yeah, I don't know if that'll ever happen.
Well, Super Ego actually doesn't. They've got one registered truck, but that their operating authority is revoked, so not authorized. And I can't remember what they have changed their authority so many times.
Twin Cities. There's like 4 or 5 of them. Twin Cities is another one.
There's like JME, JME or something. There's some like all different kinds of names.
Yeah, they've got.
I think one of them is Skyrocket. I see a Skyrocket once in a while too.
Yeah, they've got so many chameleon carriers. And as the government starts cracking down on chameleon carriers, I wouldn't be surprised to see Super Ego get shut down at some point because their authority was revoked looks like 2 years ago.
So Scar says he has a list on Google Maps of shit places that I don't pick up or deliver from. A Food Line had beef for 16 plus. Buddy, I got you beat. That Amazon facility, 27 hours.
Oh my God.
That's
27 hours. And that was in North Carolina.
Yeah, that was the one you called me on and said, God, don't do Amazon. I was like, okay, I just signed up for it.
So Super Ego's a holding company. They're not a trucking company. Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Kind of like a big umbrella.
They started out as a trucking company, but they lost their authority, so they turned it into a holding company, and now they have all kinds of authorities they're operating under.
So did Prime buy Western Fire Express? I say
Nope.
WFX was pulling. Now they got some partnership going on, just like they did with Trans Am.
And same with Wilson Logistics too.
Well, they've always had Wilson Logistics was started by a Prime driver. You know that, right?
Yeah. No, it's just that they're helping each other out with getting freight or whatever. That's kind of like what I heard.
Super Ego itself is just a trailer leasing company now. They have lots of other LLCs that their trucks run under. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, they have quite a few.
Last
I've heard they have like 10 different authorities, if not more.
Super Ego's kind of like a bank to them or whatever. Kind of like a.
So I actually think it was over 24, but I don't remember. But my DM called me at 1,600 hours. Yeah. So Freight Swami says $3.08 diesel pump price at Wilmington, Illinois. Loves. Okay, that's a good price. But the Russians pay more than the mega carriers.
And work your ass off. And work your ass off.
Yeah, if you want to run illegal and falsified logbooks.
That's why you see different trucks pulling Super Ego trailers. They lease out the trailers and even the trucks.
Yep.
662, yeah, because you won't get paid for them. That's why they offer more money. That's just the part that people don't talk about. Yeah. Can't believe we actually got a Super Ego person on here.
You need to get him swapped over to Swift. He'll make some real money.
No, but he makes better money there.
If he actually gets paid.
And it's legit money. Not like Swift money.
Yeah.
Jonah was talking trash about fucking Swift at one time.
What?
No.
Probably back in the day, yeah, probably.
You woke him up.
Your CDL is at risk every time you mess with the Russians. You don't talk about that part when you don't get paid on time. Yeah. I'd be more worried about the Russian mafia coming at me if I worked at that company and started shit with them. Russians steal the money. Absolutely, Freight Swami.
Actually, they're not as much Russian as they are Ukrainian and from that Eastern Bloc.
Yeah, Serbian.
Serbia.
That's
Yep.
what they are. Pat McCord says Super Eagle's a holding company now. They have about 20 to 25 LLCs under their Super Eagle holding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big umbrella.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
That's because one gets shut down, they just move everybody to another one.
Kendi says, everybody have a good evening.
Yep.
Keep safe. Thanks, Kendi. You have a good one, and give me a holler tomorrow, buddy. Tried talking a Prime owner op to come over to Swift. He laughed and then tried to get me to go to Prime. Yeah. Well, everybody has their opinions and stuff, and it is what it is, man.
Every trucking company out there can be good if they have a driver that matches the way they run.
Yeah. Just like us, we drink the Swift Kool-Aid. They drink the Prime Kool-Aid, whatever you want to call it. I am convinced that, and it's not convinced, it's truth and it's facts. I've never made more money at any other company than I've been here. And I'm not even talking about the recruiting guys. I'm just talking about driving.
Oh, there's nobody out there that offers the recruiting bonus as Swift does.
662. The smaller the company, the more you can make. I don't know if I agree with that one.
I don't either.
Nope.
662 cap because SMJ Freight still owes me $3,000. Okay. Wow. I'd be going after that $3K somehow.
Yeah, file against their bond. They just this week they instituted that policy that file against their bond.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to start seeing a lot of brokers going out of business because they don't have their bonds aren't liquid, and all bonded brokers now have to have liquid cash backing their bonds. And if you file against the bonds for unpaid revenue, they have 7 days to pay it. The bond will pay it within 7 days. And then the company has so many days to backfill that bond, or their broker authority will be revoked.
So 662, you're saying Prime pay good money, but the truck is too slow. Well, if you're an owner operator, you don't want to go real fast to begin with, because that's where your money goes into the fuel tank.
Yep.
So I don't know if I really want to make that comment. You got to do what you have to do by any means necessary, but damn it, the Russians just play too much, and people still give them the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, and it's funny because every time somebody puts a video out here, they might lose one driver because of not getting paid. They'll bring 3 or 4 more in, even with the negative shit that's out here. It'll be a never-ending battle. Evan says, when I was owner op at night, I made really good money, but Swift is definitely a close second for me. But I love it here because I have a lot more freedom here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I ran into a company driver yesterday down by was it Albany, Georgia, and he got a scholarship and went through the training, and he was asking me questions about Swift or the owner op, and he goes, well, why you leased on? And I said, my number one, I've never gone in the hole yet. Number two, I have freedom. I could take a day off. I can work when I want. I said, there's a lot of reasons I can turn down loads. I said, there's a lot of reasons why I like it here. And then I was asking him, I said, well, how much do you get paid for company? He said, 46 cents. I said, what? 46 cents? I said, well, you're less than a year, but still, 46 cents for a company driver? I was like, wow.
Well, a guy I was working on, I told James about it, that I thought was going to come over. He got denied this week. It turns out he ran for 6 months to almost a year with Super Ego. He had 32 violations.
Whoa.
5 out of service violations, almost all log related, and he had 3 out of service violations of violating out of service orders.
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
like, yeah, you might as well just stay with Super Ego because you're never working for another carrier again, for a reputable carrier.
Wow.
And he didn't tell me any of that when I started working with him.
Buddy, that happens to me all the time. I'll get really hot and heavy, and I'll spend hours with people on the phone, and then I'll find out something stupid like that. I'm like, buddy, you're never going to be able to work at a carrier with the shit that you have, and they'll get to know. It happens all the time.
And those are the people that are going to work for Super Egos because they got themselves in a situation that a regular carrier cannot or will not touch them.
Yeah, or they got the was it SAP? You know, the SAP on them too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, SAP. Yep.
They'll hire SAP people. I know.
So
yes, they will.
Says when I was with the Russian company driver, I was taking home $4,000 a week.
Yeah, but how much illegal driving were you doing?
Yep.
Yeah, no shit.
Well,
I had to drive, 5,000-6,000 miles a week either.
So, question on the truck and trailer that I see all the time that say you don't own the equipment, but you can take home $2,500 plus a week. Is that a Russian company? Do you know what I'm talking about? With the
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's got the QR code on the side of the truck. Huh?
Yeah. The big red sticker and the QR code on the side?
Yeah. That's a Russian company, isn't it?
I don't know, man. I've never even looked into it. Could care less.
I see those trucks and trailers all the time too.
So let me read the comments. I have 10 violations because of the Russians. Yeah, Steven, that might be a tough field to come over here if you got that many. Justin Trucken says Fox. Yeah, I know the game is on Fox. I haven't put it on yet, but I will. Knight pays more per mile for their owner-operators, but their freedom to decline loads and price of their trucks are cheaper at Swift. Plus, you get to choose a brand-new truck. Over at Knight, you can only buy used. Okay. I always wondered that. I got shut down quickly. LOL. They had Pennsylvania, and that's all I took. Okay. Wow, 16 hours a day. Yeah, you can have that, buddy. Not me.
Nope. No interest.
Broncos, baby. There you go, Justin. You got you another Broncos fan.
Yeah, 16-hour days. All it's going to take is any accident you get caught up in is automatically your fault because you're in hours of service violation. You shouldn't have been there.
Yep.
Okay. MB Global. Yep. They are Russians. Okay. That's what I thought. That's what. Yep.
All right, guys, we're almost at 2.5 hours. Let's get about another 5 or 10 minutes in here, and we're gonna get off this deal tonight. Matter of fact, how much time do I have before my clock starts? I'm deciding whether or not I want to even drive tonight. I got to get rolling.
How many people do we have in tonight, James?
How many people? What?
Do we have in watching tonight?
Well, right now there's 31. Believe it or not.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Now that's just my StreamYards account. That's not including if somebody's looking through YouTube. YouTube's a really weird the way they do it. There could possibly be more than that, unless you're local. Huh?
That's just what you have an account on.
Yeah, I'll text you guys after the show here, and I'll tell you how many people's watched it since we did this. I can only get that once we end it. Evan says, unless you're local, then you can run those 16-hour day at least once a week.
Yep, you can. Yep.
Just Trucker says, I'm getting a new power chair, pre-mobile M3 or M5. I don't even know what that is, Just Trucking. I'd like to have a power chair too. Does it wipe your ass for you? I'd like to have something. Man.
Does it have an integrated toilet?
Man, that would be nice. You definitely don't make $2,500 either, from what I was told. You definitely don't make $2,500 either.
The one that has the one I was talking about with the trailer and the truck and trailer, $2,500 plus on the trailer. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. I've always saw that as skeptical. Yeah, they have a huge QR code, and it says make $2,500 a week, and it's like gross, maybe.
So have a good night, Scars. Glad you came in.
Have a good night.
Anybody got any comments? Let's post them up.
Get them in while you can.
James, you got a date yet when you're putting the decals on?
Not yet. I'm going to probably do that. I've got some major high bills that need to be paid before the end of the month. Once those bills get paid and everything is smooth, then I'm going to go and have them put on. It's only going to be about $450 to get it done.
Ain't bad.
I'm just
That's not bad at all.
saving.
Especially the size that he's doing them.
I just want to make sure I got 2 bills that are hefty numbers. I got about $10,000 in bills that need to be paid for the house. Personal and house, let's put it that way.
Well, there's a couple new loads, but they're going down to Tennessee. That doesn't help.
Have a good night, Evans, buddy. Glad you came in. Appreciate it. We'll get you on the next live.
Have a good night, Evans.
Night,
I
Evans.
kind of threw them together even though I plan Saturdays, I just threw it together at the last minute. You can't guarantee pay in trucking unless it's a weekly minimum. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
And I've worked for one of those weekly minimums, and they basically work you to make the minimum.
All right, guys. Y'all got any final comments?
No, I'm good.
Be safe, Pat. Keep me up to date on Monday, buddy, when you get there. When you get that hot pink Kenworth, okay?
Anyway, keep us posted on what you do get, because we're definitely curious where you said surprise me. Really curious what you get. So keep us posted on that.
He's probably going to get that gunmetal Freightliner, I think. He was telling me about it earlier. That's probably what he's going to end up getting.
It's actually not a bad looking truck.
No. All right, guys. Well, I guess we'll cut it here. We're at 2:27. We got a couple more here. Hold on. Yeah, Pat says will do. Oh, Swifty Civ. Tax season is here. Do you guys have a tax agency, or do your own, buddy?
Do my own. I don't even want to think about taxes this year.
I'm not walking. Okay. Mega Hondo. I'm not trucker, but I love these lives y'all do. Well, I appreciate you coming in. We do them Saturday at 7, and I try to do one on Thursdays. And just so you guys know ahead of time, we are going to do me and Michelle are going to do a live on Tuesday, just to give you guys a heads up. If y'all want to know something about trucks, copy that.
Just see if we can get an update on what's going on with the choice.
The choice.
Or the percentage.
Yeah, I asked her that yesterday or Thursday. There's no updates on that yet. Of course, she was out of the loop for a week too, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll find out. All right, guys. Good night. Thanks to the Nick, Chris, Jonah, and Michael for coming in. I appreciate you guys coming in.
Yep. Have a good night.
No problem. Have a good night.
Night.
All right, guys. Talk to y'all. Bye.
See ya.
Later.